By 2027, millions of people will wake up one morning and realize something uncomfortable. Their job no longer exists in the way it used to, not because they were bad at it, not because they failed, but because artificial intelligence quietly became better, faster, and cheaper. There was no announcement, no breaking news alert, no dramatic moment. Just a gradual shift where the work they once did is suddenly no longer needed or no longer valued the same way. This isn't science fiction. It's not a future prediction built on fear. It's already happening, just slower than the most dramatic headlines suggest, and faster than most people are psychologically prepared for. Entire industries aren't collapsing overnight. Offices aren't emptying all at once. Instead, something far more subtle is happening. Tasks are disappearing. Then responsibilities. Then roles quietly shrink until what remains barely resembles the original job title. And here's the part most people misunderstand. The workers most at risk aren't low-skill workers. They're not beginners. They're not people doing physical labor. The people most exposed are average performers doing predictable work. The middle, the comfortable. The roles built around routine, repetition, and rules. The kind of work that feels stable precisely because it hasn't changed in years. To understand what's coming next, you first need to understand how AI actually replaces work. It doesn't take entire jobs at once. That almost never happens. Instead, it takes tasks, a report here, an email there. A process step that used to take an hour now takes 10 seconds. Then companies realize they don't need as many people to oversee those tasks. And eventually, the role itself fades, not because it was eliminated, but because it became unnecessary. So today, we're going to look at the first jobs already being replaced, not in theory, but in reality, and more importantly, what pays more on the other side if you adapt early. Let's start with the most visible shift. The first category is administrative and data entry roles. For decades, these jobs formed the backbone of offices everywhere. Scheduling meetings, managing inboxes, updating spreadsheets, processing forms, extracting data from documents, all essential, all time-consuming, and all highly repetitive. And repetition is exactly where AI thrives. Modern AI systems can now read and respond to emails, schedule meetings across time zones, extract structured data from PDFs, invoices, and scan documents, and update entire databases automatically. They don't get tired. They don't take holidays. They don't make copy-paste errors. And once they're set up, they operate at a scale no human team ever could. One well-configured system can quietly replace the output of multiple full-time employees without anyone outside the company noticing. But here's the part no one tells you. While traditional admin roles are shrinking, automation oversight roles are exploding. Companies still need humans, just not to do the work manually. They need people who understand workflows, exceptions, logic, and escalation. People who can design processes, monitor automated systems, and step in when something breaks. These roles go by names like automation specialist, operations analyst, workflow coordinator, or systems operator. Many of them require no coding at all. What they require is understanding how processes work, how information flows, and how to improve efficiency without breaking everything else. And because fewer people can do this well, these roles often pay significantly more than the admin jobs they replaced. Next comes basic content writing, and this one hits closer to home for many people, especially freelancers, generic blog posts, product descriptions, SEO filler content, internal documentation. This kind of writing is now largely automated. AI can produce grammatically correct, keyword-optimized text in seconds. And for companies focused on volume rather than depth, that's often enough. As a result, businesses don't need 10 average writers anymore. They need one high-level human editor. Someone who understands narrative, tone, emotional impact. Someone who knows how to turn information into persuasion and structure into story. Someone who can shape raw output into something that feels human, intentional, and aligned with brand identity. Writers who tried to compete with AI on speed lost. Writers who evolved into content strategists, editors, scriptwriters, or brand storytellers are earning more than they ever did before. The value shifted from typing words to shaping meaning, from producing text to directing attention, from output to judgment. And this is a recurring theme with AI. It commoditizes execution, but it increases the value of decision-making. The third category is customer support. On the surface, it looks like AI is wiping these jobs out entirely. Chatbots now handle well over 70% of first-line customer interactions globally. They answer frequently asked questions, reset passwords, process refunds, and resolve common issues instantly, at any hour of the day. But what happens when something goes wrong, when a customer is angry, or confused, or emotional, or dealing with a complex edge case that doesn't fit neatly into a predefined flow? That's where humans come back into the picture, and where the job actually becomes more valuable, not less. Companies now need escalation specialists. Humans trained to handle high-stakes situations, retain important customers, resolve complex problems, and represent the brand when automation fails. These roles require emotional intelligence, communication skill, and judgment, things AI still struggles to replicate convincingly. Because fewer people can do this well, these positions often pay more than traditional customer support ever did. There's less volume, but far more impact. Fewer conversations, but higher responsibility. And higher compensation reflects that shift. The fourth group is junior analysis roles. This includes entry-level analysts, reporting roles, and positions focused on summarizing data or producing routine insights. AI can now analyze trends, generate charts, summarize reports, and flag anomalies faster than any human analyst ever could. But here's what hasn't changed. Decision makers still don't want data. They want understanding. They want context. They want someone who can explain why something matters, what to do next, and what risks are hidden beneath the surface. Analysts who stay focused on producing reports are being replaced. Analysts who move into decision support, advisory roles, and strategic analysis are seeing pay increases. Their value isn't in calculating numbers. It's in asking the right questions, interpreting nuance, and applying judgment in uncertain situations where there is no clear answer. At this point, a clear pattern starts to emerge. AI replaces repetition, not thinking. It replaces predictability, not creativity. It replaces execution, not responsibility. The highest paid people of the next decade want to be the ones fighting AI or trying to outperform it at tasks it's designed to do. They'll be the ones sitting on top of it, directing, filtering, validating, and amplifying its output. They won't see AI as competition, but as leverage. And this has happened before. Every major technological shift follows the same curve. When spreadsheets arrived, bookkeepers didn't disappear. They evolved into financial analysts. When machines automated manufacturing, the value shifted from manual labor to design, maintenance, and optimization. Technology removes one layer of work and increases the value of the layer above it. The real danger isn't automation itself. The danger is staying in a role that exists purely because automation hasn't reached it yet. So the real question isn't, will AI take your job? It's, will you upgrade your role before it does? Because history shows something important. The people who adapt early don't just survive disruption. They benefit from it. They move into roles with less competition, more leverage, and higher pay. They stop trading time for output and start trading judgment for impact. AI isn't ending work. It's changing where value lives. And the sooner you move closer to that value, the better positioned you'll be. The quiet replacement is already underway. The only choice left is whether you stay where you are or step ahead of it.